בעזרת השם, כל השנה הלכות בכל יום מובטח לו שהוא בן ערבה. בעזרת השם, today is the night of Iyar, first day of Sunday of the fourth of the week of Parashat Emor. בעזרת השם, we'll be discussing two mitzvot today. Mitzvah number 371, Nazir is prohibited from eating any pits from grapes. And mitzvah number 372, a Nazir is not allowed to eat the peels of the grapes. The mitzvot are sponsored today, בעזרת השם, לרפואה שלמה, לכל החולה עמו ישראל בחרם, לליאור בן אהובה, ליבי בת רחלי, יוסף בן מרים, משה בן מרים לידיה, חיה בת לאה, ראובן בן לילי, רפואה שלמה לכל חולה עמו ישראל. mitzvah number 371. שלא לאוכל נזיר זרע הענבים. A Nazir is prohibited from eating the pits that are in the grapes. As it says in the Torah, שנאמר, in the Sefer Bamidbar, Perek Vav, 6th chapter, Pasuk Dalet. מחרצנים לא יאכל. מחרצנים, the pits of the grapes, he may not eat. כל עניין במצוות הקודמת, ואם אכל מהן כזית לוקה. Now, a person who goes ahead, a Nazir, who eats the seeds, you're going to say, who eats seeds? It's actually brought down, I believe, in the Tosfot somewhere, that pits have a lot of nutrition. And the Tosfot says, like we eat the pits of apples. They used to eat pits of apples like we eat sunflower seeds. So we take the inside out, right? But the Tosfot over there, I don't know where exactly, I don't remember offhand where it is, but it points out that it sounds like they used to eat pits of the apple, and that was nutrition. Gave a lot of nutrition. Yeah. So you're gonna say, what's the prohibition? We have obviously
Too small.
It doesn't matter if you eat 1,000 of them or 1,000,000 of them. What do you mean?
Oh, not the inside, just complete one.
The pits, not just the one. No, the pit itself. We already said the Nazir is prohibited not eating from grapes. Okay, anything that's related to wine or whatever they make wine out of, he's not allowed to eat. We said that before the last week. But now he's telling us that even the pits. In the olden days, they used to make wine out of pits. You have pits, they throw pits. They could make wine out of everything. Anything you want. You could make wine out of any apple, spoiled apple will make you wine. You know that, right? You gather spoiled apples, put them in the water, and let it ferment. What's wine? Wine is spoilage. It's spoilage. It's fermented, and it's actually, the first 40 days is dangerous. The spoilage is so harmful that it could poison the person. And while they're making it, it's a whole big process. After 40 days, something happens. It flips from spoilage into a delicious formation. And most of the wine, by the way, also has it grows. The fungi. It's like a fungi that makes it more delicious. Actually, it becomes. Sometimes you buy wine, you're not supposed to drink it right out of when you open it. You're supposed to let it open for 3-4 wines. And there's 3-4 hours. Let it get. Let it get some more oxygen into it, and it makes it more delicious. There's a lot of Torah in the wine. It's not a simple thing. My daughter, they asked me, who created wine? Who created wine? Yeah. How they discovered it? We see that Noah, right after the Mabul, it started to drink wine. Right? How?
He did a vineyard.
What?
He made a vineyard.
Right. So we'll see later on what's the purpose of this mitzvot. All of this mitzvot that have to do with this, with the Nazir, as we said, that first of all, a Nazir is sanctifying his body to the whole to refrain from things that are allowed. A person doesn't become holy from refraining from the impure things in this world. All right, the man tells me, I'm holy. Why am I holy? I didn't touch a woman, somebody else's wife. Habibi, that's not what we're talking about. That's not holy. That's being a mensch. That's being a human being. A wife is married to somebody else. You don't touch her. That's humanity. That's not make you holy. What makes a holy person? What makes him holy is that his wife is available for him any second, and he is Baruch Hashem. Does the mitzvah? How many times a man is obligated to be with his wife? Obligated to be with his wife a month. Obligated to be with his wife once a month is enough.
Yeah.
Obligation. It depends also on labor and the whole thing of the person, of occupation of a person. According to Zohar, 2 times a month. Twice a year, twice a month, which is Friday, from Shabbat to Shabbat. The next 2 Shabbatot she's muktzah, bye-bye. She's nida. And okay, sometimes maybe the mitzvah night, so that's 3 times, according to Zohar. According to Rambam, 1 time a month is natural, human. It's healthy for the person also. It doesn't have to be every time. It's not like a chicken over here, like a what's his name, like a rooster to be with his wife. That's why the Chachamim in the olden days, when the Torah was more important in the eyes of people, the Ezra Sofer made a special decree. The decree was that Talmidei Chachamim were not allowed to sleep with their wives more than the what's his name. And every time they had to sleep with them, whatever the decree was, not allowed to sleep with them more than that, because every time they slept, they had to go find a mikvah, 40 sa'ah, like about 130 gallons of ocean water or whatever it is to dip into it, and then go up and then it's stroll. Not everywhere there was water bodies. You had to go outside. Whatever it was a very struggling thing to go dip yourself. So he forbade. He didn't want the people to be busy with their wives all day.
So that was for that time, though.
Of course, not for that time. It was for the time when people loved Torah.
Okay, here we have a situation.
Yeah.
Today we don't have the bid.
No, today nobody loves Torah. That's the reason.
Okay.
That's already done. Not just today. Already in Ibarra time, we found that people didn't want to learn Torah.
The mikveh over here.
No. The problem was in the time of the Gemara already, people didn't love to learn Torah anymore. They were busy with other things. And Chachamim noticed that they used this as an excuse not to learn Torah. They came and they said, oh, the rabbi said we should go to mikvah. See, there's no mikvah. I was just last night. Leave me alone, I'm not to learn Torah. The rabbi said, what? That was not the point of Ezra Sofer. The whole point of Ezra Sofer to distance you away from your wife, so you shouldn't be busy with her like a rooster and go learn Torah all day. That was the whole point. Don't forget, this is what a person makes a holy person. He's preventing himself from something that is allowed to him. Wine. Who told you you're not allowed to drink wine? Who told you you're not allowed to eat grapes? Who told you you're not allowed to eat seeds of grapes? You know who told me? Nobody. I want to make myself holy. And that's the holy nation. We choose for ourselves holiness. We sanctify ourselves with what is allowed to us, we prevent from us. And that's what makes us more holier. This is the whole concept. Now, somebody went ahead, and so today, how would I eat seeds of the grapes? So easy, today is not a problem. You took a bunch of seeds, you grinded them, and you make cake, mixed it with flour and cake. Right? You want the nutrition in it. Obviously, there's nutrition, protein. There's things that inside the grape seeds that you want. So you made a cake out of it, and it's delicious, and you eat it. If you're a Nazir, you have a problem. Mitzvah number 372, and if you ate more than 30 grams of the seeds, not the flour but mixed in, you ate 30 grams of actual seeds, a person would be lashed by 39 lashes from going against Torah. Okay. Mitzvah number 372, Shelo yuchal nazir klipat ha'anavim. A Nazir is prevented from taking grapes, and they take off the, what's his name? They take the peel of the grape, and the peel of the grape also was used to make wine. You take a grape, they take off the peels. It's not a small, easy task, but it's possible. It's doable. It's doable. Sometimes when we were young, that's how we used to eat. Take off the peel first, and then eat what's his name? It's just small children. That's how we used to do, right? Take off the peels first, and then the inside. So also the peel could be used to make wine. The Rabbi Torah says, as it says in Bamidbar 6th chapter, also Pasuk Dalet, sorry, ve'ad zag lo yuchal. Ve'ad zag lo yuchal, pirush zag hi aklipa. So what until even the zag, what is zag? The Torah told us, the rabbis explained to us, the word zag means peel. Understand the whole concept is that the Kadosh Baruch Hu wants us to choose a lifestyle of holiness, and therefore that means distancing ourselves away from certain pleasures of this world. And as we know, the most intoxicated drink is wine. It's more even intoxicating than whiskey. You know that, right? Whiskey, at least what you're feeling, and you could feel when you drink, right away you could get dizzy or whatever it is. Wine, very tricky. Wine, you could drink, you think you got nothing, and then you can't get up. You can't get up. It hits you in a second, and it's mamash. So again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to sanctify ourselves away from such a thing. When yitarabu ha'azarot, when yitarabu ha'azarot b'barakat ha'yayin, u'b'chol ha'yotzeh min ha'gefen. So the rabbi says, why so many restrictions? If you take a look at Nazir, we already have over here 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5. So So far 5. Then you're going to go 6. Then you're going to go 7. Right? So many restrictions, just Nazir. The Torah has more than 1% of the all mitzvot in the Torah related to Nazir. That's 613 mitzvot. We just enumerated 7 already, mitzvot related to Nazir. Why it's so important? What is so important? So the Rabbi explains like this. לפי הדומה, מפני שיש בכל היוצא ממנו כוח להגדיר היצר, וזה ידוע לחכמי הטבע. Everybody knows the drinking of the wine makes a person frivolous, and his Yetzer Hara goes above his pay grade. He loses himself, loses full control, and therefore the Kadosh Baruch Hu gave a lot of restrictions that related to wine. The Katav Rambam Zal, the Rambam brings in the Sefer Mitzvot, והראיה על החיות אלו הם 5, כלומר היין והענבים והצימוקים והחרצנים והזק. So what is this? What's the purpose of this 5 things that we just enumerated? The Rabbi says, yain, the wine, anavim, the grapes, tzimukim, the what's his name? Dried, what is it called? Raisins, right? The chartzan, then you had the pits, the azag, and now the peel. So, kol echad ve'echad mitzvah b'fnei atzma. What's the purpose of this 5 things that are related to specifically mitzvah on their own? When I said 7, it's talking about 7 different aspects of Nazir. But the 5 specifically related to the union of this foods that we just discussed. 5. And okay, what is that? כל אחד ואחד מצווה בפני עצמה, שהרי מתחייב אדם מלכות אחד על כל אחד ואחד. Now, if a person went ahead and ate, let's say, a cake that has a revit of wine, right? Sometimes they make cake out of wine. You know that, right? Instead of milk, instead of, what's his name? Instead of water or milk or apple juice, they put wine. So now you have revit of wine. Then he put inside raisins. Beautiful thing, right? They put raisins. Inside raisins, there's what? Pits. And then they use the peel. And it all cultivates now. He has all 5 of them in one thing. And he has 30 grams of each. Inside is what he's eating. If he gets a warning for each one of them, he will get 5 lashes.
For each?
For each one of them, yes. Even though he eats one cup of cake. Cupcake. He eats 1 cupcake or whatever it is. I don't know if 1 cupcake necessarily will have 80 grams, 86 grams of wine.
It's already not affecting like a wine.
Doesn't matter.
No.
The wine is there. Yeah, he's Nazir. He's not allowed to. כמו שאמרו זכרונם לברכה, let's say somebody freezes ice pop. Somebody makes an ice pop out of wine. And he eats it. Oh, it's not, you don't drink it. Yeah, by the way, the Torah, as far as Torah is concerned, right, drinking wine is not called drinking. It's eating.
So the
No, the Torah Gemara says masbeh. It's masbeh. The wine is, yeah. And if you make a mizvanot on it, you'll say. What do you want to say?
Why don't you just say don't consume it?
Yeah, we're saying consume. That's the same thing. Okay? It's the same thing. It's called eating. However you want to say it. It's still eating. Okay? כל אחד, okay. שהרי מתחייב אדם מלכות על כל אחד ואחד. כמו שאמרו זכרונם לברכה במשנה, the sages told us in the Mishnah, Nazir, Gemara Nazir, Resh Perek 30 מניין. It says over there in the 3rd chapter in the Masechta Nazir. I think they just finished Nazir. In Daf Yomi, they're learning Sotah now. Previously, so it was was Nazarim or Nazir? I think it was Nazir. Okay, anyway. וחייב על היין בפני עצמו, ועל הענבים בפני עצמן, ועל החרצנים. So again, as I said, on each one of these, he is responsible to get leshed on its own. ואמרו כמו כן במסכת הנזיר, and it says over there also, in מסכת הנזיר, 38 דף, עמוד ב', אכל ענבים לחים ויבשים, חרצנים מזגים החזרת אשכול, של ענבים שתה, לוקח 5. So he tells you, over there also, he ate grapes, he ate raisins, he had each one of them 30 grams, and he was again warned against doing that. For all 5, he will get each one lashed 39. כשרצו שם לקיים, שזה התנא דתני מלכיות, תנא ושיער. Okay, so that explains to you all those obligations for those prohibitions. הנזיר יותר מ500 יום. אמרו והשיער אליו דלה יחל, ולא אמרו והשיער אליו דחומץ. והטעם לפי שלא יתחייב על היין על החומץ 2 כמו שאמרו לפני שהחומץ נאסר מחמת עיקרו שהוא יין. Okay, so what about, the rabbi explains over there, there's a discussion drinking wine and drinking vinegar. You're going to say, who drinks vinegar? Nobody. You eat it in a salad. You took 86 grams of spoiled wine vinegar, which is Nazir not allowed to do, and he puts it in spoiled wine is what? Vinegar. So he puts this vinegar into the salad, his Greek salad, a whole big Greek salad bowl, and he eats the whole thing. Right? He was warned, hello? So the rabbi says what? And he drank, I guess, a cup of wine. הטעם לפי שלא יתחיים על היין והחומץ שתיים כמו מפני שהחומץ נאסר מחמת עיקרו שהוא יין. So in that instance, where he drank a cup of wine and he ate a salad with a Greek salad that also has a cup of vinegar, he would not get lashed to. Why? Because it's like the same thing he just drank. It's the vinegar and the wine. It's the same thing. So if we know that if somebody drinks, he was told not to drink wine, and he drank 300 grams of wine, which is more than Revi'it. It's like 4 times Revi'it, right? 3 times, whatever it is. It's almost 4 times the Revi'it. So it's still, he gets only lashed once. So in the same concept, if somebody drank a cup of wine and ate a cup of vinegar with the salad, that would be the same prohibition. It's not the same as if he drank a cup of wine and ate 30 grams of grapes. It's 2 different worlds. Okay? That is different. So that one he'll get 2 lashes. But over here, since it's a vinegar and a spoiled wine, which is spoiled vinegar, and he drank wine with it, he gets only
because
one.
The vinegar is from wine.
Right. Everything is. He's going to tell me grapes also from wine. And you're going to say, so why does he get... No. The vinegar is from wine, of course. That's not the point. The point is like this. If you ate a cluster, you ate 30 grams of grapes, right? The Nazir. This Nazir, he ate 30 grams. And then he drank 86 grams of wine, and he got the warning for each one, he'll get 2 lashes. Here, a Nazir drinks a wine, 86 grams, and he eats a salad that has 86 grams of vinegar, which is made from wine. And he gets a warning for both. What do you do with him? Rabbi says, no, you give him a lashes for one. For both. Why? But for the both, you give once. Why? Because it's the same thing. It's combined because it's wine. This is wine, this is wine. It has a different name. It doesn't matter. It's wine.
Gotcha.
In that instance, you will get only 1 lash. That's what the Gemara wants to tell us. By not so much so by let's say grapes, let's say by pits, and let's say by he eats separately the peels. Over there, since it's separate name and it's separate isur and it's separately told in the Torah each one, and he got a warning for each one, he'll get 195 lashes. Right? 196. No, 195. Okay, good. Now, let's continue the rabbi. ניסר מחמת עיקר שהוא יין. והעניין הכתוב כאילו אמר שעיקר איסורו של יין לא שר ממנו בהפסדו. Again, because the chometz, the vinegar did not lose its original prohibition, which was the wine. Because okay, that's all this is details, just to know the importance. And again, as we already explained, the punishment and Bezrat Hashem, we should come back. Today, the Nazirut is not shayach. Some people who want to become Nazirim, which is a big avirah to take on themselves, because there is no way to take away from you the Nazirut. Wow. The Nazirut in the time of today, if somebody says, I'm going to become Nazir, we'll learn later, he actually becomes Nazir. And now, for the rest of his life, he's not allowed to cut hair, and he's not allowed to drink wine, and there is no hatarat nedarim, there is no such a thing. Right? So it's a big machloket. Can it be bichlal chal? Because the rule is that you can take something on yourself that there is no reality of taking it off. But as we see that the person is sanctifying himself, and therefore he could sanctify. We learn a lot of times you could sanctify animals. Again, basically, there's a shita that holds you can't sanctify animals also because there's no korbanot. So what you did is nothing, right? Because as we learned last week, that there is also sanctification of the 10th maaser, right? If a person comes and starts taking out all the 10th animal that was born, and he says this is the 10th maaser, it doesn't work anyway, the Rambam says, because there's no concept of Beit HaMikdash. So that's the whole big mahloket in the Rishonim, in the Gemara. Can you sanctify something that you can't fulfill? So in this instance, a Nazir. What's the purpose of Nazirut? And some people, people choose it themselves, they declare themselves Nazir. Now they're not allowed to take haircuts off because of the safek. On the other side, that says if they do it, it's an avirah, and we'll learn. Let's say Nazir just cuts his hair off, just like that. There's a whole process. Bringing the hair on the korban, There's a lot of learning into it. And B'ezrat Hashem, hopefully we'll discuss tomorrow. Yeah, that you know how to take off the haircut. That is number 373. B'siyata d'shmaya. Have a wonderful day. Make a lot of money without any headaches.